home, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. One of the things that I'm happiest about is that this gives us such a great opportunity to showcase Dayton and the Miami Valley, because what happens here is important all across the state, and so we're all going to make sure that everybody knows what is so special and good about Dayton and the Miami Valley. So thank you for that. And also, one of the things that I love, absolutely, is that we get to show Ed FitzGerald what Dayton can do. I don't think he was expecting this kind of welcome, and he needs to know that this is just the beginning about what he's going to see from us. For her kind words from the heart, and for my God, that woman walked thousands of steps with me, for me, in 2012, and poor thing, she ain't seen nothing yet. And Mayor Whaley gave me this maybe a year ago when she first formally announced my Dayton pin, and I saved it just for the right occasion. I never thought it would be this, but I'm proud to put it on. Thanks, Nancy. Ed Neuhardt, my husband. My son, Robert. And my son, Ishmael. Two of my three sisters. Jim Vanbrugh, one of the husbands. My niece, Haley. My nephew, Greg. Thank you so much. But I'm not going to say you by name because we all know who you are, and also because what I wanted Ed to see today when he came, and what I wanted you to be able to show, is not a bunch of elected officials standing up saying the party line. I wanted Ed FitzGerald to take a look at this and know again that it's the people in this audience that we're fighting for. So thank you very much. The reason for that has nothing to do with me. It's because I believe in Ed FitzGerald. We have, and Ann told you a little bit about my background, and you all know my middle-class roots. I always like to tell people that if you look up in the thesaurus, the words American Dream, you ought to see my picture sitting there, because that shows what happens when everything is supposed to be working. But Ed FitzGerald should be right along beside mine. And so I think you're really going to love him. He is a former prosecutor, a former FBI agent, which really does my heart good because, you know, my dad was a city of Dayton policeman. And he came into Cuyahoga County after the largest corruption scandal of all times there, and is the county executive, and by all means and all measures, he has done an unbelievable job in Cuyahoga County. And you know what? Cuyahoga County has 11% of the state's population, so he's already running 11% of the state. And he is going to do great things for all 100% when he is elected. And so he's the reason I'm here today. So thank you, Ed, and welcome. To boil down to one simple question. Who do you trust to protect the middle class in Ohio? And I think when we make our case to the voters, that the voters are going to undoubtedly say that it's the Democrats who are doing that. You know, happening in Ohio, you all know what's happening, despite the fact what Governor Kasish says is happening. You know, sometimes if those of you remember watching The Wizard of Oz, and there is all the smoke and mirrors, and the little dog pulls back the curtain, and there's this guy in there pulling all the levers as fast as he can. That's John Kasish. And he wants us to think that everything is fine in Ohio, but you know it's not, because in Ohio we are 46th out of 50 states in terms of job growth. There are thousands more Ohioans who are out of work today than were out of work a year ago. So things are not good, and it's not good for the middle class. I think that we really have to think about what everybody's talking about now, this shrinking middle class, and the fact about how hard it is for the middle class today. And I had a friend tell me just this week that we were talking about going to the grocery store, because I was saying that I was so nervous on last Saturday because I thought you were going to call me, and I was waiting around, and so I went to the grocery store at Kroger's. Thank you, UFCW folks. And, now I'm sorry guys, but I think we have 30 cans of corn in there. But, so I went to the store and bought all these groceries, and I was telling somebody about this, and she said, "Oh, yeah, Sharon, the price of groceries is just going sky high." And she told me that she and her husband stopped buying orange juice because it was too expensive to drink at home. That's the people we're going to fight for. And I'll tell you something else, and Cheryl, I didn't tell you I was going to do this before, but my sister Cheryl lost her job last week. And she lost her job, and she would have been with the company, Great Dayton Company, for 26 years next week. And she lost her job despite the fact that she's the best person in her department. But she lost her job because of head count, and because of dollars, and because too many fine Ohio jobs are going overseas. So I have a vested interest in this fight, and I'm going to do it for you, Cheryl. John Kasish and a lot of those Republicans, and you've been reading some of the press about this, say that Ed picked me basically because I have ovaries. I'm sorry, Ed, but you and I both know that's not the case. Ed FitzGerald picked me because I have a brain. Republican-led legislature seems to think that we can't have both. Ed and I are staunch supporters of women's rights, and the Republicans like to say, you know, that is all, the Democrats are trying to make this all about abortion. And you know what? They want to reduce everything to that discussion. And the truth is that women's issues are a lot broader than that. And they are issues for all Ohioans. On the dollar less than a man for a comparable job, that is not just a women's issue. That is a family issue, that is an economic issue, that is holding Ohio back. And when 100,000 women in need can't get access to the basic pap smears and mammograms and birth control they need simply because the Republicans want to cut off funding to Planned Parenthood, that is wrong. Amen. Not just a women's issue, because smart men, and there are a lot of you in this room, care about women's issues too, because they care about their family budget. They care about their wives and their girlfriends and their partners and their daughters and their family members and their friends. And they understand that trying to relegate women to being second-class citizens is bad business for Ohio. John Kasish and the Republican-led legislature. I'm happy to to be a champion for women's rights. Women in this state have brains, they have a memory, and remember this, we vote. John Kasish, you're going to be really sorry that you messed with women come November. So, here's what I need you all to do, and I know I can count on you. I mean, let's take a little survey here. I know we got lots of folks from Montgomery County here, but we also have folks from my home county, now Greene County. I've talked to people, we've got Clark County, Darke County, Warren County, and I may have missed some others. I think I had some Hamilton, and I know I got some Cuyahoga. Here's what I need you all to do. And Miami, I forgot. Here's what I need you to do. You can't go home just today. It's okay, that was nice, and sit on your hands. You have to understand. I mean, I know that I'm not a household name everywhere in Ohio. And Ed knows that he's got to get his name ID up too. But, 2 months ago, the last Quinnipiac poll put Ed FitzGerald, who really doesn't have as good a name ID across the state as John Kasish, put us within 7 points of Kasish. That means that right-thinking people all across the state are ready to stand up and tell the truth and elect somebody new to our state governorship. And that person's going to be Ed FitzGerald. You'll be getting, seems like I know you get emails every 5 seconds, but you'll get emails. There's so much to do, but the first thing I need you to do is to believe. And you need to believe in this wonderful man who is going to be our next governor, Ed FitzGerald.